Next in the headlines this week, a little report came out. Did you hear about it? It's called...
A fashion report?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a fashion report. The Mueller Report came out. Before we begin, let us show you a little bit of the video here of the summary of the Mueller Report. Watch this.
President Trump is spending Easter Sunday discussing the Mueller report. In a series of tweets, the president doubled down on his claims that there was no collusion and also said the report was a hit job. He also slammed what he said were the radical left Democrats and went on to write, quote, "This is costing our country greatly and will cost the Democrats big time in 2020. This comes as Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren calls for Congress to begin impeachment proceedings. The topic was dominant on the Sunday morning talk shows. Here's some of what you may have missed.
Barr clearly misled the American people both on obstruction of justice, where there's plenty of evidence that there was obstruction laid out in the report.
I think the president deserves an apology from millions of people in this country, including those who have an awful lot of power in this country, in a particular political party. There will be no criminal charges brought against President Trump. There will be no criminal charges brought against anybody in his family or anybody connected to his campaign.
A lot of things are left out. A lot of things are false. I shouldn't say a lot of things. Some things are false. A lot of things are questionable. There's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians.
There's nothing wrong with taking
information. Depends on where it came from.
Well, as everyone knows, you would have to be living under a rock of the significance of the Mueller report. An incredible amount of time and attention has gone into it. I have to tell you, and we discussed this, I made some observations of, I'm not exactly sure we learned very much of this gigantic report. I want to show you a slide that we have prepared about some of the findings from Mueller with the Mueller report. We're showing you that slide now about the Mueller report and a direct quote from Mueller himself, noting, "If we had confidence after a thorough investigation of the facts, the president clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would so state." Now that's a mess.
So we didn't say that he did, but we didn't say that he didn't.
Exactly.
So we didn't not say that he didn't.
It's confusing what the special attorney prosecutor was trying to say. In the slide, we continue. On the note of obstruction of justice, Mueller said, "Based on the facts and the applicable legal standards, we are unable to reach judgment." It seemed pretty clear to me.
Which, in the rule of law, means you don't bring charges, which would have ended in them not coming up with a previous statement. If you don't have enough to charge somebody, then they're free. This report tries to say, well, I don't have enough, but maybe I can get you all to keep digging to find something. That's not the way the rule of law works.
Well, it's interesting to me in terms of Mueller's findings. First off, you see in the slide, this is a conservative political action committee that has prepared the report, put a cover on it with the Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz having an introduction to the Mueller report.
Another hat.
Exactly. Right. And raising money, by the way, if you buy that, you're supporting President Trump through a political action committee.
So please, log in and buy the Mueller report with the
what it will share with you basically, okay, is you can go ahead and listen to the Barr summary, which will basically set up and lead you. It's like leading the witness, and or you can go ahead and take a look at the Mueller report, which your tax-paying dollar paid for, and go read it for yourself. If you take a look at a few things, there's no collusion, because that's not even a term. It's not even a legal term that's used. So yeah, of course there was no collusion. But page 9 talks about false statements that were shared by those who were interviewed, that there were deleted communications, that some of the witnesses pled the fifth. And then they also then go on to say that on page 10, the following page, that it's more kind of fuzzy math, if you want to say, in a statement. But basically, it talks about while the report embodies factual and legal determinations that the office believes to be accurate and complete to the greatest extent possible. And given these identified gaps, all the obstruction, okay, the office cannot rule out the possibility that the invaluable information would shed additional light or cast in a new light the events described in the report.
Let me interrupt just 1 second. That entire summary, what's your reaction to me going blah, 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 who cares? What's your response to that?
Absolutely, because this week Hillary made the statement, if anyone other than Trump would have been convicted with this. But let's look at the facts with respect to Hillary. Okay, she destroyed 30,000 emails. She smashed servers. She smashed devices. Okay, she lied to Congress about Benghazi. She paid the Russians through Fusion GPS for the dossier.
Joe,
and she's not the president.
Forgive me for interrupting and
lock them all up. Lock them all up.
Blah,
right?
blah, blah.
No,
who cares?
but these are indisputable, verified facts. There are none in the Mueller report.
Okay, all right.
She should go to jail.
And,
lock her up.
We're gonna move on unless anybody is throwing a chip.
yes.
In. Oh yes. The Power Infiniti chip. Here comes power.
This is the first time you've even used your chip.
Wait, I want that chip because this is gonna be the best beer I've ever had.
And I specifically waited till everybody got their say in, so that nobody can say shit after what I got to say.
Okay, all right.
Now listen here, honey. When it comes to this Mueller report...
Did you say hunties?
Henny.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to this report, please note that what Mueller was saying was that he could not find anything with regards to the standards that he had to bring to be able to say that for sure he found collusion or obstruction. He could not exonerate Trump. At the same time, he couldn't say for sure that he did. However, to me, that is kind of like the OJ case. The prosecutors could not bring to the standard that they needed to bring the fact that OJ actually committed the crime, but we all know that he did. So I don't need a Mueller report to tell me that Trump is a lying crook. Mueller or no Mueller, I'm convinced. Period. Point blank. And I ended right on time.
All right. All right. Of course, I had to ask my friend Napoleon, please, because I tried very hard, America, to get President Trump to sit on the panel tonight to answer a few questions.
Oh, you didn't ask me while I was in D.C.
Well, that's right. You were in your secret bunker waiting for the Mueller report to be revealed. So I got the next best thing. Napoleon plays Mr. President. And we ask a couple of questions asking Napoleon to quote the president. These are actual quotes. The first one, so thank you, Napoleon, and he's going to bring you some of the messages from the president. This, to start with, is what President Trump said in a tweet following William Barr's summary to Congress that there was no collusion. Here's what Mr. President said.
No collusion, no obstruction, complete and total exoneration.
All right. Then, this is what Mr. Trump said after the redacted report. The short version of the report was sent to Congress. This is what President Trump said on the redacted report after it was released.
Because I never agreed to testify, there was no need for me to respond to statements made in the report about me, some of which are complete and total bullshit, and were only given to make the other person look good or me look bad. It was an illegally started hoax that never should have happened.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for answering our questions. And then several days later, President Trump tweeted something very interesting. And remember, America, we have the ability to put his words back in front of you because Napoleon plays Mr. President so well. Here's what he said when the full redacted report was released. Watch this.
Only high crimes and misdemeanors can lead to impeachment. There were no crimes by me, no collusion, no obstruction, so you can't impeach. It was the Democrats that committed the crimes, not your Republican president. Tables are finally turning on the witch hunt.
Finally turning on the witch hunt.
Amen.
Amen. All right. And of course,
Lock them all up.
The most important statement that our president said from the Mueller report is this. Mr. Trump, what do you have to say?
This is the end of my presidency. I'm fucked.
I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
I think Trump wishes he was that cute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was the most sincere
thank
statement
you,
that was
Mr.
said.
Trump, thank you very much. And thank you, Napoleon Plays. We love having you
Napoleon.
back here playing Mr. President. All right, let's move on in other news. This week, Nevada had a big law pass. Panic as a defense over gay or transsexual issues, using it as a defense has been banned as a defense for crime. We show you the slide in terms of Nevada doing this, saying you can't claim the defense in a crime because you were afraid of gay or transsexuals.
That just sounds so stupid.
So what do y'all think? Any thoughts about what Nevada did?
He has something to say.
No, I mean,
No, Aaron.
I mean, I wish that it was as stupid as it sounds. Truly, I do.
I agree.
I mean, my first thought was of legal sex workers in Vegas. This is a big deal for them who happen to be trans or happen to be gay. So that's a big deal. But also, it's a level of awareness thing. 46 states in the U.S. where it's still legal to say, well, I freaked out because they were trans, or I freaked out because they were gay and they hit on me, and that be used. It was used as recently as April of last year to get charges reduced from murder to manslaughter. In one case, it's been used dozens of times and worked. And
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a common defense. It's a common defense, and it's just, it blows my mind that it's a defense that is actually used and that is actually taken seriously by any court. But this is one of those situations where 20, 30 years down the line, hopefully, we're going to look back at this and say, boy, I can't believe that we were that stupid as a society.
Yeah. Well, Nevada has done it this week, and we congratulate Nevada for doing it.
Yes.
We got more. We got more. Yeah.
All right,
You're going to be drunk
Aaron,
tonight,
buy
baby.
me another drink. All right,
Yeah,
Aaron?
this is a big deal. I'm shaking as I'm talking about it because the trans community, this is such a huge stigma that we as trans people, and especially the trans women, are faced with. As far as, I've been in situations where someone misunderstood what I told them, where someone didn't understand what MTF meant or what FTM meant, and as a result got angry, got hostile, and even got to the point of violent. This is something that is going to have a serious effect on a lot of people, and that's great, but we have got 46 states. This is only the 4th state to pass it. This is such a huge deal. We have to push further than this. If you live in the state of Florida, and I'm inviting all of you, please keep an eye on my page. As of by the time we come back to this table next week, I will have drafted a petition to start in the state of Florida to try to lobby to do the same thing here, to eliminate that panic defense here.
That's
and I
awesome.
encourage everybody watching in every state that you live in to please to try to do the same. Do some research on your state laws and find out what you can do to lobby for that.
Awesome. I'm glad you came in. I'm going to enjoy that beer. Thank you. Other big news this week is commercial news. Converse. You heard of them? An interesting thing happened, as we all know, as gay America knows. We're approaching Pride Month and the Stonewall celebration in June of 2019. And we're showing you a slide of Converse's announcement this week of their new Pride sneaker line. It supports the trans community and the gay community in all the rainbow colors and more. And By the way, to corporate America that's listening to this, we will peg this video package and show this portion of our headline news this coming week, I think as early as tomorrow. You should pay attention to this. How come? Converse has already, in the first week of announcement, sold out all of the adult shoes that they have in America. So if you didn't get them, you're not getting them, at least for a while.
Well, I'm just going to pay triple for them.
Now, if you go on their website, you can make custom ones with all of the colors. I've already made my custom design, and they say Big Dick Energy on the side.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I would never play about such a serious matter.
You must wear that to a show, and we'll put that right on the show and show it. Put your big foot right up here in the middle of this table. Right.
It would knock the whole thing over.
Again, right. What do y'all think about what Converse is doing?
I think Converse. I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
I love it because I think I'm not one to be wearing like. Sometimes the rainbow flag, it's a cooler way, it's a modern approach to the rainbow flag. And sometimes those T-shirts can just be a little...
Yeah. I love the rainbow bottoms. It's like red bottoms, but more fabulous.
I love the bottoms, too.
That's awesome. I'm so here for it.
I've heard that about
My
you.
shoe says Big Dick Puerto Rican on the bottom.
Yes.
How much are the shoes?
Yes.
And that's what it says.
No.
How much are the shoes?
They're at $88.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
they are
$80.
affordable,
So
and that's what
outrageous.
I love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
But for
And
those of you,
Everyone should have
for
a
those
pair.
for those of you that can't afford that, Sharpies will also get you.
True. Absolutely.
Power
gonna wait till they come to Walmart.
Power
Eat
said,
1,000 with some rhinestones. You'll have your custom
America,
pair.
Power said at the host meeting today, I ain't buying the shoes this way. I'm buying white, and I'm using magic markers to rainbow up my Converse shoes. Congratulations to Converse.
Yes.
It's brilliant. Congratulations to you. Big headline. We're getting ready to tell you a lot about it. Everyone at It's Happening Out is passionate about Stonewall and the celebration that's coming in June of 2019, now just about 3 months away. We are very happy to announce that the Stonewall Pride celebration that will take place on June 15th, guess who is going to be on the center stage broadcasting a show in advance of the parade? Not RuPaul.
The next
It's in
best
the
thing.
parade itself. Not just me. All of our cast members here will be broadcasting Stonewall. And we're going to do a big announcement on it. We're really excited about our participation. It's going to be an amazing event.
Thanks so much for watching us. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook.